Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here, scrapping backwards with you today. It's my weekly Monday, Scrap Backwards Monday video, and I'm combining it with this month's challenge over at Kraft Plus Challenges, the Kraft Plus community. And I knew, so therefore I knew I was going to use a Kraft background. And I also wanted to do this sketch from Scrap a Sketch. It's one of the weekly sketches over in the Facebook group. And it's sketch number 76. There's a circular element, there's some mixed media behind it, and photos that kind of come down in a line, in a diagonal line. So I have two photos that are very different sizes, and I chose them after picking all of this stuff. I chose the least likely photos to go with the color challenge at Kraft Plus and all of these elements. The color challenge at Kraft Plus is to use blue, white, and sea green. So I pulled in from my Scrap Backwards kit, I pulled as many things as I could within that color range. And the thing I started with, and this led me to the sketch actually, the thing that I started with was this, what was left of this rainbow from Happy Time or Happy Days by Coco Vanilla. And I had just gotten in this, these colors did not go. That's not the blue that they're looking for. They are looking for this blue. And this just came in my Fox box. It's the July Fox box. And I thought I could use it somehow. I pulled some blue leaves that have some white on them. This blue is darker than the one that they intended, but I think it'll work. I have this butterfly that has blue and green. I have the blue camera. I have another kind of sea green butterfly. I have an acetate butterfly. And all of these were from my Scrap Backwards kit. I have this jar that's the right kind of blue. I have this little envelope. The hello. I like the title, Once Upon a Time, and I actually picked this after I had picked the photos. After gathering all this little thing right here, this little banner that says the best of times, that's actually what gave me the idea to pull the photos that I had. A while back, I did a page about the closing of a favorite barbecue place that figured prominently in our lives back in the early 80s to like early 90s, where we just lived right down the way from it and could go pretty much a few times a week, to all the way to when we went on vacation in 2021. It was one of the first places on the on our agenda to take the family. James absolutely loves it. And it's a big part of his high school years were with a crowd that used to go there. Anyway, I looked everywhere a few weeks back to when I heard that they were closing. The owner is retiring, and it's just not the kind of place. Everything there had his stamp on it. It was his method of smoking the meats and so on and so forth, but don't need to go into that. I looked for photos of me and John or us with James, and I know they exist somewhere. probably not digital. So I'm looking through, I have 12, as you know, my 12 box project, 12 boxes of prints, and I went through 2 or 3 of them and didn't find them there. So I'll find them someday, but I had found this image. This is a painting of the place, and it's odd to me looking at it this way because I've never seen the place when the parking lot wasn't full and there was somebody going into or coming out of the door. So the door was truly swinging. And then this is a photo that depicts what it was like when we had our Christmas party there. I want to say it maybe 1985, 1986. They had live music by a group called the String Benders, and they were everything. They had the lights. Everything was dark, and it had the lights. It was just, and all the tables were there, and you could, eat and have a beer. Just a great, fun, casual place that you didn't have to worry too much about what you were wearing. So that was always nice, especially when we went there in the middle of landscaping projects. And so anyway, it's a story that I have wanted to tell, and then when it closed, I felt compelled to tell it. So anyway, the circular element, I don't have a circle. I'm going to use these two guys kind of put together and then photos transposed over the seams there. So I'm going to stop talking and actually start scrapping. I have occasionally someone says they enjoy the stories, and I'm always happy to hear that because I wouldn't know how to do this otherwise. To me, everything, the whole reason for doing any of this, yes, I love playing with pretty papers and florals and fun things like that, but it's about the memories. And the memories are in that story. I'm gonna place these so that I can do the same angle, diagonal of elements. And I only have 2 photos. So I'm gonna use that camera to replace the middle element. And we'll go from there. I don't know and it's not meant to look like a circle. It's a circular-ish element. So I'm going to put, while this is on here, I'm going to add the white element. As you'll notice, there are little white dots on that, and I'm going to actually add them to the Kraft paper. This will be my nod to mixed media. And this is, it says it's Dilutions ink, and it isn't. It is actually a mixture. By now, originally I mixed in this bottle and it's not really splattering very well. I'm gonna get a paintbrush, dip a paintbrush in there and see if I can get a better splatter. There we go. This is a mixture of acrylic paint and gesso, because I wanted really opaque. And I'm going to dig down in there in case the gesso has settled. I wanted opaque splatters. Let me really get a lot of them on there. And I'm going to make an attempt. I think it may be time to retire this and get a real bottle of Dilutions, because Dilutions was opaque. And as I ran out of it, I kind of supplemented. There for a while, the white was very hard to come by, but I think I've seen it in some stores recently. Okay, so I'll put that aside. I might do a quick blot so that I can work on it. All right, and that gave it some interesting, an interesting texture-ishness. Okay, I like that. All right, now I'm going to put the photos in. I want that one there. And I want this one. I'm using this envelope to give it a landscape kind of look, and I'm going to turn the photo a little like that. And then this is going to go in like so. I may take this off and move it more up, and I'll move this one down, and I'll add some foam. Let's see, I need that thick foam tape. This stuff. And I'm going to do it this way because I don't think we need the detail of that. And you may be asking, why waste an envelope? Why not use a piece of pattern paper? These envelopes have been around for 10 years or more. And I just need to get them used. They're sturdy-ish. And they make a nice backdrop like that. So I'm using supplies. I'm not trying to save or be efficient. That's not in my DNA anyway. Okay, this has a little bit of foam tape. And I just love my hands right now. They're great. Okay. So that is about as much of Lisa's sketch as I'm going to honor. The rest of it is all just window dressing. I'm putting this, actually I ought to put this up here because we rode our bicycles down there. It was close enough that we could do that. And I've talked about that before. The owner's sister, Leslie, had a plant nursery right next door, kind of over here. Well, let's see. I think I want some foam behind that. I don't necessarily need the ultra thick foam, but I want some foam. Let's put that back in away, and I'll pull it out when I need it. And so more often than not, I'd ride home with a basket. Yes, I had a basket on my bike. Ride home with a basket of flowers or plants or something from the nursery. I'm thinking that's pushing up too much on here. It's giving it a funny contour there. So I'm just going to put that in. Okay, I guess I have that at an okay angle. This jar I'm just putting there for the color, and I'm going to put a butterfly on it. I don't know how I'm going to use that blue. And that's not sticking down. I'm going to put some tape right there, and I think that should hold it. I've got this. I want to use this little title as the kind of the subtitle. I'll put it here in the empty parking lot, which was a fantasy. I don't know when they would have done that, because as far as I'm aware, they were open all daylight hours. And there were people there, lots and lots of people there. And absolutely incredibly delicious barbecue. That the likes of which we never found anywhere else. I'm going to put that right there, kind of over that. Let me find a place for this frame. Can I do it over that photo? Or I think some of the splatters got on it. Or here. I think I like it here, where it's kind of, it completely surrounds the stage there. And I kind of like that look. For those of you who watch me, I usually have a little bit of an idea what I'm going to do. This one, I kind of knew I was going to do the diagonal of the sketch, but the rest of these supplies I wasn't I wasn't sure. And I freaked out when I started filming. It occurred to me that I did not have any flowers. I had thought I might fussy cut some flowers in these colors, and I didn't do that. I'm gonna add this frame, this piece of a frame, kind of down here. This is what I thought I wanted for the main title, so I'll run it this way, and it goes off. I'm gonna add this as a tab up here. I'm gonna add a little foam behind it. So anyway, this time I had no idea what I was gonna do. I'm fitting in these elements in no particular order because I have no idea, no notion of where they actually belong. There, and I have this little flag right here. I can overlap that on the photo because there's nothing but those trees there. Let's see. And I want to put these leaves somewhere. I was thinking maybe here behind the jar, but maybe I'll fussy cut one of these leaves and combine those two. Let me see if that makes any sense at all. And I need to put a little kind of curl these a little bit. Okay, and I think I'm going to I'll cut this small one. And tuck it in right here. Okay, now Up here, I'm going to use this maybe right there, and that underneath. And I'll have it coming down from under the photo. Let's get some foam. I don't know what I did before I bought these little thin strips of foam. I guess I used the small dots, or I cut my 1/2 inch foam tape into 2 or 3 pieces, 2 or 3 lengths, strips. I ripped it. Come on, I need to get this up so it doesn't interfere with my butterfly. Okay, I have this wood veneer piece, which I don't really need. I have this button that has the colors. It's a wood veneer button. It's from I picked it up from the giveaway table at a retreat that I went to. Couldn't tell you which one. I'm gonna put that right there. And I have another one that's from a different collection, different maker. I'll add it right there, and it's very subtle looking. I have this, which is it's a wood veneer, like paper airplane, but it has that color on it. And I'm going to go ahead and put it right there, just for the heck of it. And I have a heart from Cocoa Vanilla that's in the right color. And I think I'm really close to being finished. I may want to add some sparkly bits. Let me see if I can find a sequin mix. This has this. Let's see what I have here. That has a nice green. You know, there we go. It's Skylight. Toss those back and arrange them later. I'm gonna do a little encrusting here. So I just put a bunch of glue down there, and I'm gonna pour the sequins in. And then I'll let them stick. And I'm gonna do another, I guess I'll do it here under the bicycle. Okay, so I'll let that dry, and then I'll shake those off and put them back in the package. I usually let them dry a bit on my mat because if I put them back in the package and there's any wet glue, they'll stick together. So is there anywhere that I can use these? Let's see, I can cut this down a bit. And there are a couple little tiny flowers there, but I'm thinking that might work. There's kind of a cut piece of it. The obvious, with those colors, the obvious choice would have been to do a seaside or beachy type layout. But I thought I'd do something completely different and do a barbecue joint. And I love it. I love that I've done a page about the swinging door. I'm actually going to write a story to make up for the fact that I don't have photos or that I can't find them right now. Before I before I forget the details of some of the special events that we that took place there, I will write that up, and I'm going to have that on a separate page. I may type it up and put it in an envelope, kind of sticking out of an envelope as part of a page that I do, a group of pages. I'll maybe make it a second. If I do it on Kraft, I might make it a companion page to this one. And I'm going to go find the one I did weeks or months ago. I forget actually, and I will. I'll put those together in the same album. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. In the meantime, I hope you'll go out and try to have fun scrapping backwards. I know Adam and I enjoy it, and I hope you try it just to see how it works. Bye.